Guys, we really avoided quite a crisis here today because there were 13 charged in a plot against Michigan governor. You know what that plot was? She was going to be kidnapped. And I totally 100% believe everything that this lady has to say. It's not like she was upset because her overzealous power grab was ruled unconstitutional last week. It wasn't the fact that her entire state is crumbling under her coronavirus restrictions. No, it's not like she's using this alleged, it's a kidnapping attempt, using that as sympathy so that the court will reconsider their ruling in the next 21 days so she can continue to reign as a little Napoleon. It has nothing to do with any of that. Thank God that Michigan police were there. Thank God that this sexist, misogynist attack was not carried out. I thank whatever pint-sized God is out there every single day that Gretchen Whitmer, governor of Michigan, is safe and sound. Y'all remember Jussie Smollett? Y'all remember Bubba Wallace? Yeah, this is definitely one of those situations. Let's take a look at the article here from the AP. Agents foiled a stunning plot to the next James Bond film. Oh no, to kidnap Michigan Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Witless. Whatever. Authorities said Thursday in announcing charges in an alleged scheme. Alleged scheme. Ah, look at that. That involved months of planning and even rehearsals to snatch Whitmer from her vacation home. Guess what? This bitch has more private security than any other governor in the union right now. And I wonder why. 6 men were charged in federal court with conspiring to commit the governor. Oh, kidnap. Should have her committed. The governor, in reaction to what they view as her uncontrolled power, according to a federal complaint. Separately, 7 others were charged under the state's anti-terrorism laws for allegedly targeting police at the state capitol. All of us in Michigan can disagree about politics, but those disagreements should never, ever amount to violence. Violence has been prevented today, I'm sure. Detroit U.S. Attorney Matthew Schneider told reporters, well, why don't you deal with Detroit first there, Matthew? The 6 men charged in federal court plotted for months, consulting and training with members of the group that federal authorities described as a militia and undertaking rehearsals in August and September. Months, hey? Barely 8 weeks, I suppose. According to an FBI affidavit, they were arrested Wednesday night and face up to life in prison if convicted. 4 planned to meet Wednesday to make a payment on explosives and exchange tactical gear, the FBI said in court filing. I don't believe any of this shit is going to amount to much. And if it does, buck up, because a lot of these other plots may or may not be carried out against such governors like, oh, I don't know. There's a certain governor out in California who's currently holding businesses hostage. Or Andrew Cuomo up in New York who thinks that these are his words. There are certain packs of clusters that needed to be dealt with. His words, not mine. The FBI quoted one of the accused as saying Whitmer has no checks and balances at all. She has uncontrolled power right now. All good things must come to an end. Well, she apparently does have unchecked power right now. But that seems to be coming to an end. Oh, I'm sorry, Gretchen, but I think that this whole fucking scheme is just another attempt at sympathy to try to extend her powers because Michigan's governor's virus powers upended with court ruling. A 1945 law repeatedly used by Governor Gretchen Whitmer to respond to the coronavirus pandemic was declared unconstitutional Friday by the Michigan Supreme Court, a striking decision that puts months of restrictions in jeopardy while COVID-19 continues to flare up around the state. Whatever. The opinion is an extraordinary development in a months-long conflict between Whitmer, a Democrat, and Republicans who control the legislature, and have complained that they have been shut out of sweeping orders that have impacted education, the economy, and healthcare. Coincidentally, the court's actions emerged on the same day that Whitmer's foes submitted more than 539,000 signatures in a bid to repeal the 45 law. Go figure. The governor said the 4-3 decision, the Republican nominated justices in the majority, was deeply disappointing. But Whitmer did not signal that she is giving up. Of course not. That's not what authoritarians do at all. For all you people out there yelling that the orange man is bad, he's practically Cheeto Hitler, this is an actual real-life case of somebody who is seizing power and not wanting to give it back. She said her emergency declaration and related orders still can remain in place for 21 days, and then many of them will continue under alternative sources of law. I don't know about you, but that sounds exactly like she's going to be trying to usurp the law. Kind of like that whole alternative facts thing. Whitmer did not elaborate, but it is likely that her administration will act under public health statutes. The state health department, for instance, previously issued orders mirroring some of the governor's restrictions. You guys know this well enough. We're about 7 months into the pandemic, and Michigan is one of the few states that have had any kind of long breaks in the lockdown. She detailed a 6-stage plan that would eventually get the economy restarted, but she would rather everybody stay home. She's killing off what's left of the Michigan economy, keeping most schools closed. And she was the person who, I'm sure you guys heard this meme to death before, wouldn't let her constituents go outside in March because there was still snow on the ground, so there's no point in going outside. Here's the last paragraph I'm going to read. For nearly 7 months, Whitmer has imposed, and sometimes eased, very rarely, restrictions on Michigan's economy, K-12 school system, healthcare, and even visits to state parks and outside your home, all in an attempt to reduce the risk of the highly contagious virus, which has infected more than 126,000 residents and killed more than 6,700 individuals. You know why that's important? Because most of those deaths were caused directly by Gretchen Whitmer's mandates and protocols. Most of those deaths came out of long-term care facilities, long-term nursing homes. You know why we know that? Last Friday, conservative YouTube personality Steven Crowder drew hundreds, well, it was about 2,500 to 3,000 people to a rally Friday where he criticized Democratic Michigan Governor Whitmer over COVID-19 policies in nursing homes and argued the state's death toll at senior facilities has been underreported. Or the death totals have actually been misreported. Lansing State Journal, you guys are doing a terrible job. Attendees, some masked, and oh my god, keep your politics out of the fucking reports, tards, gathered outside the state capitol lawn for the event, which was affiliated with the Michigan Conservative Coalition. Whitmer's latest rules have established care and recovery centers where residents with COVID-19 can stay if they don't require hospitalization and if their nursing homes lack a dedicated COVID-19 unit. She has been criticized by common sense individuals since the start of the outbreak for allowing nursing homes to accept residents who are COVID-19 positive and for not mandating the use of separate buildings for people with novel coronavirus. Yeah, she let sick infected people go into nursing homes. In fact, mandated it as well. Crowder, a Michigan native, said it was illogical for Whitmer to subject nursing home patients to dangers when the rest of Michigan is under what he described as a perpetual lockdown. Well, you just need to look at the numbers. You don't quarantine the healthy and shut down businesses, Crowder said. You protect the sick. Yeah, exactly. Whitmer has extended Michigan's state of emergency through October 27th, and if it was up to her, it would be through, maybe November 4th. I'm just taking a wild guess at a date. Who knows? It could be something different. Allowing her to exercise expanded powers in response to the coronavirus. Whitmer lifted a stay-at-home order on June 1st, and most types of businesses have been allowed to reopen, although, under executive orders, may still face restrictions such as limited capacity and mask wearing. Of course, because she can't properly let you live your life without her having final say over it. And the importance of this is she went in and, well, her policies led to the death of a vast majority of the 6,700 people that have been killed by the coronavirus in Michigan State. Just like how in Canada, 80% of coronavirus deaths are directly attributed to long care health facilities and nursing homes. And yet our shitdick Prime Minister believes that a perpetual lockdown is just what the country ordered because you have your most populous provinces run by fat-headed scaredy cats that don't want to do anything and have started imposing new lockdowns in Ontario and Quebec especially. Quebec needs its own video for its draconian measures where it's setting up de facto toll booths where you need to show your papers. You want to talk about an overreaction. But I'll tell you what, guys, I'm so glad she didn't get kidnapped. I think Gretchen Whitmer's done a wonderful job of protecting the power that she's created for herself, and she's definitely not trying to set up her own tin pot authoritarian state in Michigan. And everybody's just going along with it, and these were just a couple of rogue individuals, probably white supremacists, I'm sure, that definitely planned this 100%, and it definitely won't come out as just the latest in a long string of hoaxes. It definitely was a legitimate thing. Fuck off, you bitch. The only kidnapping that should be done to this clown should involve zip ties and an orange jumpsuit. But I thank you all for the gift of your time. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.